buy into this rivalry, and what did it feel like out there?
It was extremely personal. We go out there, warm up. You got the head coach for the other team trying to stand in the middle of the buff. Like, it's okay if like some couple players do it. It's fine, you know. Like, just enjoy the scenery. But when you got the whole team trying to disrespect it, then I'm not going for that at all. So I went in there and disrupted it. So they knew off rip, like, nah, the Buffaloes mean a lot to me. And personally, that's what I was saying pregame, and that's when I knew it was just extreme disrespect. And that's why it was the coach. The coach said a lot of things about my pops, about the program, but now that he want to act nice, I don't respect that because you hating on another man. You shouldn't do that. So it was just all respect was gone for them in their program. Now I like playing against their DC. I like playing against them, but the respect level it ain't there because you disrespected us first.
Xavier or Taj, do you have anything to say about
I go off what he said pretty much, yeah. Like when he told us it personal, we did our homework and seen why he meant that, why he said that. But yeah, it was a lot of disrespect going on. I remember pregame, we was in the middle huddling up, they punting the ball into our, almost hit our head coach in the head. So it's like, yeah, it's personal after that. Like we wanted to run the score for real. We ain't do what we really supposed to do.
All this stuff. As a father, I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of Shiloh as well, as Junior as well, doing what he does for social media. He's very mature. He's always been very mature, very astute. He studies his butt off, and he's prepared. I'm not happy that we surrendered 7 sacks, I believe, today. But once we got it going and he got his rhythm, he performed greatly. But to take the onus on himself when someone talks about me, that's how he grew up. If someone talked about my kids, I handled it. That's the expectation of a father, not a baby daddy. A father. I'm a real father, and I take pride in that. And I try to teach my sons the same. But overall, as a coach and as a father, I'm truly proud of all 3 of my sons and what they contributed on a daily basis.
All right, so welcome back to Stills Lounge. I want to talk about something. I never really talk about it really on this actual YouTube channel, but I want to get into it. Right now, Coach Prime, Colorado, they are doing something that is unheard of, that is amazing, that is going on with them. I am starting to see that there is a lot of haters out there, or and that's just what Coach Prime will call them, doubters. But I actually just watched a interview a little bit of Warren Sapp and Jason Whitlock. If you've seen before, I've talked about him on my actual YouTube channel before. He displayed himself as really, I want to be nice. He displayed himself as a person that is jealous, that has a pride issue, a man that cannot accept the facts. So let me help Jason a little bit. Jason, the facts are this. Colorado is 2-0. The facts is that Colorado actually beat Nebraska today, this Saturday, in a shaky fashion, you could say. They wasn't perfect on all cylinders, but when it all in all came together, they were able to pull together as a brotherhood and be able to secure a win. Now, let's talk about Nebraska. Nebraska, there was a little tension before we even get into Jason. Let's talk about Nebraska. There was a little bit of tension. This is a rivalry for actual Colorado, but Matt Rhule, the actual coach, also had some things to say, a little shaky about Deion in some of his previous interviews, but also Shedeur talked about it in his post game that basically the team of Nebraska was basically, huddling in front of the boulder. The coach had said something about Coach Prime. Shedeur heard it. So it actually catered to the theme of it is personal. It became personal because in the sense of you're talking about this man's coach, but also that's his father. Now it is relayed back to the team. The team is now feeling in a sense of saying, hey, enough is enough. We have to handle this. Now, first half, it was really, really shaky. It was up and down. Actually, I think the first quarter, it was 0-0. Then the second quarter happened. They kind of get a a little bit of a tempo. And towards the end of the second quarter, that's when I knew for sure. I said, hey, this game is over. From there, we knew that there was nothing that Nebraska could do to get this game back under control. Honestly, the quarterback for Nebraska, he seems like he's a good guy. He seems like he's a good kid. He seems like he has talent. He has speed. But I'm thinking that people have to understand now, playing against Colorado is a different type of energy that you need. You, as Coach Brown would say, you got to have that dog in you. If you ain't got that dog in you, it's hard for you to come and win. For Colorado, he's brought all these transfers in a little bit of time. And little by little, he's starting to get them to believe in the fact that, hey, we can do something that's never been done in football, period. Not just college, but football, period. What y'all are able to pull off, if we keep going at the rate that we're going, this will be something that generations will talk about from this moment on. And honestly, they're doing it. Technically, right now, they're 2-0. Their record is better than the record that was last year, which was 1-11. There's probably, I think there's only like 2 players that is actually on Colorado that was there from last year. So the team is basically built of transfers. That's never been done. But also, they are working together and they're actually winning. It's star-studded, of course. There's celebrities there. I think today Wu-Tang was there. Cameron was there. T.O. was there. Shannon Sharp was there. Stephen A. was there. So there was a lot of star-studded people in the actual building for Colorado. But they came out there and delivered. Now, let's go back to Jason. This is my problem with Jason. Jason, as a African-American journalist, your job is to be correct and to provide insight to things that people might not experience or might not understand. Your jealousy has to be checked at the door before you start to talk about that. When you talk about Coach Prime, he's always been a winner. From being a player to now being a coach, he's always been a winner. Now, I don't know if that's not been your mentality in your life, but for his life, winning has been the standard, period. You can't go on your platform and speak with Warren Sapp, who is a brother to Deion. And he was checking you, saying, hey, you got a little man jealousy going on, man. What's wrong with you? The man's winning. We're looking at him win. These kids are believing what he's saying, and they're working at it, and they're winning. You're trying to say because he wears gold chains and he's 56 that he's arrogant. No. See, arrogant is when you say something and you don't have nothing to back it up, and you're not willing to accept the fact that you were wrong. See, that's a little bit of arrogant. What you were doing on your actual platform is arrogant. You basically were saying things about this man, or you're trying to build a case on this man with no facts. The facts are, when he was at Jackson State, he was a winner. He went to Colorado. He is a winner. He is 2-0 right now. I'm not even going to speak losing into the atmosphere, because I believe in the sense of what those kids are doing right now, or those young men are doing right now in Colorado. It is remarkable. It should be applauded. They are setting a standard to say, hey, if you don't go to an HBCU, but you decide to go to a Power 5, if we are in the building and we are making changes, making diversity, we're making sure that we are making sure our presence is felt. We're bringing people together. We're doing things different than what have been done before. Because what was done before is there was no NIL deals. What the coach did was, it is what it is. Coaches back then were making thousands and millions of dollars off of these players and their names wasn't on the back of the jerseys or anything of that nature, they wasn't getting the money that they were getting. They were still starving, eating noodles and hot dogs and all those kind of good things. They didn't get money until they got actually into the NFL, if they were lucky to get into the NFL. But now they're actually making it where these kids, these young men are able to create wealth for themselves. They're able to get deals. They're able to set up partnerships with companies and different things of that nature. So if they don't go to the NFL, they're able to start something and say, hey, what if a football player right now, a college football player, is able to get into real estate and stuff of that nature? And that young man can say, hey, I can either go to the league and probably get injured and do all this kind of thing, or I can start early right now. I can start to do investments and different things of that nature and being smart. One thing that you've seen about Deion is he is a smart businessman. You cannot take that away from him. Where he goes, the economy grows. Right now, Colorado, I'm pretty sure, I can bet you my last dollar that economy has grown since he's been there. It is what it is. When he went to Jackson State, their economy grew. Period. There were celebrities. There was different things that were going on. They had never seen that being done. Never. So now that it's happening, it is your job and your duty to be fair. I'm not saying you got to be a big fan of Deion. Clearly, you have a problem with Deion. And some of these other media outlets, y'all have a problem with Deion. But the facts are the facts. The man is a winner. You can be mad all you want. But the more that you talk about it, it just makes you put your foot into your mouth. Because this man is, like he said, he's coming with the receipts. He sees everything that you're saying. His oldest son is media. You don't think that his son is coming to him saying, hey, man, you seen this interview? Hey, you. And y'all are wrong. The man is winning. Let's for once, let's support something that makes sense. This makes sense. So support it. Don't be a hater. Don't be mad. Don't even do that. I should have known that you was going to say something crazy when I just saw you had the Dallas Cowboys a jersey on. It looked like you had Dak's jersey on. I should have known. Sorry. I'm still his fan. Got it carried away. But honestly, it is really sad to see that. I was thoroughly disgusted by the fact that Jason Whitlock would talk like that about an African American that's being successful, a black man being successful. He's not doing nothing illegal, anything of that nature, but he's guiding young men to be better. I mean, hey, I haven't played football in a long time, but I guarantee you, every time that I see his pre-game speeches and the way he talks to the fellas, it makes me want to put on pads and run through a wall for him. And I know I'm not the only one. I've seen other people, comedians, I've seen podcasters and all those names, they've talked about they would do it. They're like, yo, I would run through a wall for him. Because the way that he speaks to them, he's speaking life into a situation that, for instance, even if people are preying on their downfall, he's speaking life into the situation. He's saying, we ain't going to accept that. We're going to take it to another level. But I think that is something that you should be congratulating instead of hating. So, I don't know. I'm just a little YouTuber, podcaster. I don't know if this will get to Jason, but I just wanted to put it out because it was really bothering me. Because it was like, why would you do that? And we have to be better with it in the sense of checking people when they're wrong. In a nice fashion, but checking them. Hey, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay that you don't like Deion. You might not even feel like what he's doing is a big deal. But if that's the case, then keep your comments to yourself. Don't speak about it. Just be general with the situation. All right, Deion won another game. He's doing this. Cool. Do that. Don't go on a whole line of saying just unnecessary things when they're not true. And you look wild when you say it. You say it, and then he comes back with the receipts of them winning, and then what? You're not going to apologize because your pride's too high. You ain't going to apologize. Not. Your pride's too high. And you had legends up there. Warren Sapp was trying to get you. He trying to help you. You like, yo, don't say that. That's not true. No, I went there with my own eyes. I saw X, Y, and Z. And actually, after this video, I'm going to show y'all exactly what this man said, which is even more crazy. We have to be better. We have to support our people. Because if we don't support them, then how do we expect other businesses and corporations to? It starts with us. If we believe, then they will believe.
No. He won at Jackson State, did he not?
Wait, let me ask you a
on now.
question before you go to Brett and then you end up with me about Deion. What is it about Deion besides him being a great player that makes you doubt that he can?
Arrogance.
Okay.
Arrogance.
Little male jealousy right there.
No.
Arrogance.
No. Listen, I know
what he did. You gotta have that supreme confidence that you can go out there
I
and
disagree.
shut out 1/3 of the earth.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
Warren, I've watched all you guys play, and I have tremendous respect. Did you finish runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year? And I mean, you guys are all special level players. I watched all of you play. You're incredibly gifted, and I think a lot of times incredibly gifted people have flaws that their gifts make up for, but they think their flaws are part of their strength. And Deion was not the greatest corner to ever play the game, in my opinion.
That's fine.
Because of his arrogance. God bless.
Just because of his arrogance.
No. I'm saying I don't think that's what made him great. God gave him some incredible gifts in the womb, and he maximized that and worked hard and did all that. But it's not the arrogance. The arrogance to me is a shield or a beard for some insecurity. And just to be quite honest, when I see people that over the top, when I see people, he's my age, we're 56, we're the same class. I see people still wearing gold chains at 56, that's some insecurity. And because I bought some gold chains. And
I never wore gold chain in the beginning, but I got me a nice Cuban now.
That ain't the level I'm talking about. He run around with Run DMC. And again, I'm not a Deion hater. I just
got a little male jealousy.
I don't. I really don't. I would love for Deion to be a success. Humility is at the foundation of all sustainable success. Sustainable success. Swagger and all this other stuff we love to talk about, we love to rap about it, we gotta have it, put it on display.
Yeah.
That's all worthless.
But his patience makes
some of the things you were telling me.
No, I'm telling you.
Are humble acts.
I'm telling you.
The patience, the work ethic. You talking about when he's driving 90 minutes to go coach high school football.
Yeah.
That's humility.
Yes.
But I see too much arrogance to think that it's sustainable. But I'm open to being proven wrong.
See,
I like that. You open for it.
Without question.
Okay. When I watched Deion and when I watched what happened, okay, so I got into a little dispute on social media because somebody fired. They were talking about, he was over the top. And I said, and I'm part of the media now, but I think one of the greatest injustices and one of the greatest problems with the media is that when someone writes something or someone says something and they get proven wrong, they don't have to eat crow. They don't have to go back and recant. They don't have to go back and say they got it wrong. See, my brand is that, I don't bite my tongue. I tell it like it is, and it might not work on a national level sometimes, but that's in Philly, that flies because that's what they want. But when I get it wrong, like I said, Brandon Graham will never be a double-digit sack guy because I've been around football long enough to know I can look at a guy and tell you, guess what, he got 11 sacks last year. The minute he got 11 sacks, I went on air in postgame and said, hey, I got it wrong. Congratulations to Brandon Graham. I sent him a text, okay? And I think that's the way it should be. But you can't talk about Dion and you can't talk about his kids and what they can and what they can't do in the national media and think he ain't gonna come at you. You know who you dealing with. He's been arrogant, and I won't say arrogant. I'm gonna call Dion one of the most confident football players that I ever seen in my entire life. He's overly confident. If everybody else walked in that kind of confidence, they'd be amazed at what they can accomplish.